Greetings. I want to ask you a question. What everyone has in common? Well, some people might say everyone have a brain. Okay, and I will definitely agree with them. That's something we all have in common. Some people might say a mind. Okay. Now, I'm saying all of that to show you that there's only one universal consciousness. Okay, which is awareness. Your awareness. Your consciousness, which is the very life in you, is what creates reality. Now, if you could believe that, and that we all have that in common, then the fact that we all have a brain, and the brain is a transmitter and a receiver of frequency, then if you do not accept the fact that the secret of the universe is based on energy, vibration, and frequency, and that you're actually a mass of energy, and that energy cannot be created or destroyed, but it can be transmuted. If you do not accept that fact, then you will not be able to create your reality consciously. Will you still be able to create your reality? Of course, but you'll be creating your reality unconsciously. And when you create your reality unconsciously, that is because you're living in ignorance. Ignorance of who you are and what power you possess, because it's only when you are aware of something that it would make a difference. You understand what I'm saying? For example, the man who walks over a cliff or a precipice and dies because he had no knowledge that it was there is different to a man who knows it is there and take that leap. Such a man will be committing suicide. But the man who doesn't know, it's going to happen to him from ignorance. Therefore, the man who is aware and who have the knowledge, and he doesn't want to commit suicide, he would take all of the safety measures. Because, for example, there are people who can climb, there are people who can sling, go and do sling and sling down the mountain. There are people who can, take some other means of getting there. Okay, because they have an understanding. And that is what I really want to convey to you when I'm trying to get you to understand how much we are one. Because when I say that, what do we have in common? I want you to see the oneness we have. I want you to see how we are interconnected. I want you to see how we are multidimensional beings. I want you to realize that you are physical, you are psychological, and you're spiritual. Therefore, you must not just tie yourself to the physical. So we have a brain in common. So some people using their brain while some people are not using their brain. You see, thinking is one of the hardest things because how we are so distracted. And we are easily distracted. And we are living in a negative world. So if you're living in a negative world, you have to vibrate on a positive frequency so that you will not be consumed or conformed to the negative energy that is all around you. There's so much things that are around you that will easily influence you to think negatively. And naturally speaking, most people gravitate to the negative things more easily. People love drama. People love things that are going to get them excited, and people get excited over different things. Well, earning money is something that makes me become excited. It is something that makes me become curious. There's something that would make me want to be honest with myself. And so when I look at other people, I used to ask myself, what do they have that I do not have? Because I realize they possess everything that I have, physically speaking, psychologically speaking, spiritually speaking. Okay? Because we are all spirit having a human experience. We all live in a body. We go to the toilet. All of us do. We take showers. We brush our teeth. We do all of these things. Okay, our blood, the pigment in our blood is the same. We all use speech and so on. We all use mind. And that is where we are higher than the animals, because we use mind and speech. And that is why the rich man, the poor man, the beggar man, the thief is basically one mind. But it's just different arrangement of that same mind. So there's different level of vibration and frequency. So let me go back to the secret of the universe and use the example of a radio or the television or even your cell phone to show you that they are on certain frequency. Because if you switch the radio to a certain frequency, there are certain things you would hear. But if you switch it to a different frequency, there are things you would hear there that you wouldn't hear on the other side. For example, if you switch to a gospel station, most likely the gospel, you'll be hearing our gospel music. But if you go to an R&B station, if you click to an R&B station, you'll be hearing R&B music and other music, because you click to a music station. So because everything is an energy, vibration, and frequency, and as I said before, your true essence is spirit, energy. You have to transmute that energy into the equivalent of money or anything in the physical three-dimensional wall of matter that you so desire. So it means the power to be rich and prosperous and the power to be poor, broke, and miserable lies in your hand. That is something we all have in common, the mind. Remember that. So everything is mental, everything is psychological, everything was first a thought, everything was first an idea. Remember that your brain is a transmitter and a receiver, so it is what you are transmitting and receiving. And what you're giving out, you're getting back. So you're the cause of everything in your life. That's why it's very important for you to understand the law of cause and effect. It's very important for you to know that you are governed by certain law and order, and that the universe is governed by certain law and order. You see, the man who repetitively do something over and over and over and over, he's going to shape and mold himself into the image of that. For example, a man don't just become a Jehovah's Witness by accident. A man don't just become a Seventh-day Adventist by accident. A man don't just become a Baptist or whatever religious denomination people belong to, or religious belief that they hold to, or superstitious belief that they hold to, our political beliefs that they hold to, which none of these things you're born in this world with those things. You're never born in this world with those things. What you're born in this world with are your mental faculties, like your will, your perception, your reasoning, your intuition. All of these mental faculties, you have in you the ability, the telepathic ability. You have in you psychic ability. You have in you 4 other senses, different to the 5 senses, but they keep you dwelling on the 5 senses. And when you dwell on the 12 and the 5 senses, only you're just living in 10% of your brain. You're only using 10% of your brain. But if you're willing to surrender that 10% to get the 100%, you live your life as 100%er. Let me put it that way. Because you will be getting result in your life. Once you're getting result, you have to see that result as 100% result, because result is result, and result don't lie, result don't argue. And when you look at other people's life, you're not seeing any result from the philosophy they hold and the things that they believe. And then you know that we all have one thing in common, and it's mind. Then you know they are losing the battle in their mind. Because we all face mind battles. So religious people are hiding from themselves. That is why they do not realize our oneness. And they do not realize that religion and politics is to cause division. So my brothers and my sisters, if you're listening to me and you believe in oneness, okay, and you believe we are all connected, you believe we are all united, in the psychological world, because we are interconnected, and so thoughts going all over the place, okay? And you can fall into any one thoughts based on the frequency you dwell, right? If you really believe that, and you use the radio, use the television, just as I mentioned, and the cell phone and so on, and see that they're on frequency, and you realize that you are like a supercomputer, and so then the computer is a replica of you, the internet is a replica of you, then you will understand when I speak about the ether, that our thoughts goes out into the ether. okay, and whatever vibration and whatever frequency it is, once it penetrate the ether, okay, the ether gonna return it back to us, just like when a farmer sow a seed in the soil, and the soil and the germ of life that is in that seed gonna germinate and grow. And it says that unless a can of wheat fall in the ground and dies, it abide it alone. But if it dies, it bringeth forth much fruit. That same principle of death, burial, and resurrection. That's what I'm talking about. That must take place within you. That's why you have to fix your life by fixing your mind. Because it's the only thing that we have in common. The mind. We have a brain. Use it as somebody will control it for you. You have a mind. Use it as someone will control it for you. That's why you're told not to be conformed, but be transformed by what? The renewing of your mind. The Bible is mental. The Bible is psychological. Whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are true, if there be any virtue, you must think on these things. The first law that governs all of us is the law of mentalism. And you cannot know that law and master that law and be religious and superstitious. You could never come to the true realization that your body is the temple of God, the church of God, the house of God, and you ever opening up your mouth and speak to say to anyone, I am going to church, I going to the house of God, I going to worship God. It means you do not know yourself. You have no communion with your inner self, your true self, your true essence. You're lost. You're in darkness looking to a savior on the outside, looking for a redeemer on this outside. You know, there's a lot of people writing down their desires. They're getting vision board. Oh, that dog, right? They're disturbing me. They get vision board, all these things. And they have all of these things and they're struggling and they're fighting to manifest things because why? They still hold to their old beliefs. Many of them still hold to their idol. You know many religious people who hold on to their idol, Jesus, and don't want to let go, not knowing that Jesus actually means I am. Not knowing Jesus is the higher self. Not know that when he says that all things were made by him and without him was not anything made that was made, that him is just a personification that represents the human imagination. You never from the dawn of time. Man have been using their imagination from the dawn of time. Those who've been using their imagination know that the sun, as in the sun, it parallels the human imagination, and the human imagination parallels the sun. But without the sun, there's no life and there's no light. And without the human imagination, there's anything made that was made. That's why I do a course on that, called the Inner Sun Science and Technology to Create Your Reality Consciously. And I'm encouraging you to get that course. It's for people who are donating $20 or more on my Patreon. But you can donate 5, you can donate 7, okay, to get some of the information that is available on my Patreon. Okay, but for those who are donating $20 or more, you have access to that course, plus a course on self-concept. That's an extra course. That's a bonus course on self-concept, because you need to have the right concept of yourself. So my brother, my sisters, I'm saying to you, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, I'm definitely encouraging you to subscribe, to like, to comment, share this video. Also, if you like to follow me on Instagram, you like to follow me on TikTok, you can definitely follow me at BlackMadGuru. And I will definitely encourage you to get a course and also get my latest book, which is called The Secret Vagina, The Mystery of the Virgin Birth. If you really understand the Immaculate Conception, you really understand the Virgin Birth, your life will change for the better and you'll become more prosperous. You'll live your life more sumptuously. Your life will reflect the rest of nature. You wouldn't be going on your knees crying out and begging a master and a savior outside of yourself. Only a slave need a master. I am the master of my destiny because it is my own thoughts. Of course it is my own thoughts that creates my reality and creates my personality. Come on. It's time for people to wake up and take responsibility for their mind. Okay? So my brother and my sister, I definitely encourage you to check out all of the links down below. You see all of my books down below, like Spiritual Recipe for Better Living. Your mood is your fortune. How to turn water into wine. Meditate to eradicate poverty. The 66 books of magic. The Overcomer's Bible. That's where Jesus has been omitted, and there's a blank space for you to write your name, your I am. And you can choose whatever scripture that you place your I am, and you use that affirmation and declare who you are. Command it and believe it, and the ideas will come to you to what to do. Okay, and you will realize that we are one. There's only God in the world having this human experience, but most people are afraid to accept their God self. So you know what they do? They blaspheme. You know why it's blasphemy? Self-doubt. If you doubt yourself, nobody could save you. But I can come to a close here. I can go on and on, but I'm definitely going to come to a close here and leave you my last encouragement to make sure that you check out all of the links that are down below. Let your intuition lead you and guide you into what to do. The choice is yours. Peace.